If you are considering to buy the GoPro Hero 10 or you already have one and you wonder what kind of mode and slow motion you have inside it, then this video is for you. Stick around to the end to see some more notes about it.
Love, and the pursuit of happiness. All that we all want, and all that we all need. Life, and lead.
I'm here camping on the beach on the Red Sea, and I thought it will be the perfect studio to show you some footage from the GoPro Hero 10. I'm gonna make, it's not really a review because I'm not gonna go through the technical specs, but I will tell you how it can come handy on a real world situation. And we're gonna see some footage, especially the slow motions one with the electric skateboard. We'll take a ride over here. Cool spot. We have the sunrise, so let's get into it. Okay, so it's coming this nice case. You have a great place to put the cables over here. I also store here the ND filters from Polar Pro, and this is the GoPro Hero 10. So let me tell you something about GoPro and what I think about them. These days there is a lot of action cameras, but they actually were the first and basically the only one with a budget camera back in the days when I was like 21. I decided that I want a camera. So if you're looking for a camera to document your traveling or family gathers or vacation, this is the perfect camera to do it. It was always the perfect camera and it remains. The colors that it produces as is, just put on automatic setting without being complicated too much, and you get such a good results, and you cannot really ask more than that. It's shooting on a wide lens, so you basically don't need to look at the screen and see what you are filming. You will always get the shot, and this is so convenient, especially when you're traveling and you don't want to work too much on your shots and your image. You just want to enjoy the moment and snap a shot, take a quick video, and it will just look awesome and will keep this moment forever with you. So I bought my first GoPro, I think it was the Hero 3 Plus or something like this, Plus, back in 2012 maybe. It's been with me on Africa, that I lived there 2 years with my friends. I had a few vacations with it. It got me so many memories that I'm so grateful to have them these days. So don't really consider it, it's really perfect to have it. These days we have the iPhone, so it's also getting great results, but there is something different about the GoPro capability, especially if you are doing some kind of action, if you are like snorkeling, if you are like mountain biking or just biking somewhere, if you are skateboarding like me, so it's come super handy. Surfing, I don't know, doing zip lines, everything that related to some kind of extreme action, and you don't want to take your phone with, or you are not capable to take it with you, this camera will be the perfect one. It's also super cheap, and the quality that you get is much more better than the iPhone. Not much more better these days, but it's better. I think I'm done speaking about it. We'll just say, if you don't know, you probably know. It have capability for a lot of slow motion modes, so it's super cool, and I'm going to test it. So let's see some footage.
So I'm using the sound of the GoPro also, so it will be good for you to hear how it sounds. I also used an ND filter, 16, because it's sunrise and it's pretty bright, especially if you look this direction. I'm going to mount it to this telescope and probably gonna open like one stage. I don't think I will need more than this. I love the front screen. I'm not used to it. My last GoPro was 6, I think. And the menu system is much better, and let's see the stabilization. not super windy. I'm still with the GoPro sound. So everything so far was HD 120, was wide. I will also try super wide, then change to linear. So now we are on linear, still the HD 120. There is also more like zoom capability, but I don't see any reason to test it. As I remember, I don't like the SuperView angle. I like the wide sometimes if there is a great view and I wanna, I don't know, and if it's like super action. But the best mode that I like in the GoPro is the linear, because you don't have those wobbly corners and you also get more cinematic vibes. So I will stick from now from wide and linear. I will of course let you know. And this is 4K 60 frames. Let's do some slow motion in 4K, then experience a little bit the 120, see how it's look. Let's try testing also the 4K 120. So the last one on my way back, I'm gonna test the 2.7K. I'm shooting on 120 frames. So I hope you enjoyed this footage. Before you go, I have a few notes about the footage that you just saw. Let's start with the resolution, comparing the HD to the 4K. I will personally always use the 4K, the 60 frame or the 120 if I'm doing some action and I want my footage to be super slow, but most of the time I will choose the 60. I don't know if you noticed, but in the HD quality you're losing a little bit of sharpness and the image is not so quality, but it is decent. If you are considering buying it or if you already have it, just be aware that if you plan to shoot it in 4K resolution, the codec is pretty heavy to most of the computers. So if you didn't invest in computer already, then you probably should stick to the HD, because the 4K will slow your workflow in the editing process, and I would prefer to lose a little bit of sharpness and to be able to edit my footage much more smooth. The second note is the stabilization. The stabilization on this camera is amazing. I was very surprised. The last GoPro that I was using is the Hero 6 and it didn't have any stabilization at all. And this is amazing. I was using a gimbal before that and I was getting more shaky footage than what I'm getting right now without any stabilization. Just be aware, I was riding 30 kilometers per hour on my electric skateboarding and the road was, I will not say bumpy, but not the smoothest that can be. Very important, it's an SD card. If you want to unlock all the features in this camera like 4K 120, you need to invest in a powerful SD card. And when I say powerful SD card, I don't mean the SanDisk Extreme or whatever that we used to use for all the cameras, and it's very cheap and you can rely on because it's SanDisk. The problem with them that they are V30, and in order to record for more than 15 seconds or 20 seconds in 4K 120 or 4K 60, you will need a V60 and above. If you don't know where to find those cards, I put a link down below for a company that I use for all my shoots. The name is ProGrade. They are very trustable. I used them for over 2 years and I didn't have any problem with it. So they're not very cheap, so do consider it in your budget if you are planning to buy this camera. Last thing about the modes in this camera. So like you saw, I was testing the super wide angle, the wide angle and the linear mode. Some of you probably like the super wide angle. I personally don't like it. It's too much distorted to me. It's cool because your composition getting a lot more details and sometimes you do need it, but I will prefer to shoot wide because I will prefer to get less details but to achieve more comfortable look to the eyes. So if I'm doing any action sport or landscape, I will use the wide mode, and for anything else I will use the linear mode because I like the perspective and the composition that it's look much more cinematic or much more quality, if you will. So any opportunity that I will have, I will use the linear, and if I need extra details, I will use the wide. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you. If you consider to buy it, or if you already bought it and you wonder how to use it or what you can do with it, then you probably want to subscribe to the channel because I am planning to do a more tutorials video about this camera and taking videos with the GoPro and with other camera, especially smartphones, iPhones and professional cameras. I will make a comparison if you're considering maybe to upgrade from your phone to the GoPro, or maybe from a GoPro to a professional camera and you want to see the benefit of it budget wisely and quality performance. So if this is something that you are interested in, you definitely want to subscribe. Before you're going, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment if you have any questions regarding the footage in this video or the GoPro or anything else, and see you in the next one.